Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV at the Precious Metal Summit here in Zurich. And it's my honor and pleasure now to talk for the first time to Meridian Mining UK. And it's Gilbert Clark is the CEO, is here with us. Good morning.
Thank you, Joachim. Thank you for inviting me to attend today.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time, Meridian Mining. What is the company about? Because it's the first time. Give an overview, please, to our
viewers. Meridian Mining is developing probably one of the largest undeveloped volcanic massive sulfide deposits in South America. It's in Brazil. It's a copper, gold, silver project. Where it's quite unique is this VMS belt has then had a later stage where gold has been again injected into the belt, over 50 kilometres of tenement. So we've got a standalone, quite large, it's almost like a supergiant VMS deposit called Cabacal, which is the name for the belt. But we've got multiple prospects because this project was developed back in the 1980s, partially mined, but then it got shut down for effectively 30 years. And we picked it up only in 2020. And since then, we've did our first resource. We've developed published our first PEA, which was astounding. And now we're going through a PEA upgrade, which I hope to be probably almost certainly the end of this year or 1st January of next year. And then we'll go straight to feasibility.
Okay,
that's our
super.
plan.
Wow, perfect. And I heard already VMS, so that sounds like gold, copper.
It's the VMS system is polymetallic, so it's principally gold and copper and silver, and there is some zinc in another deposit called St. Helena. We have multiple prospects and deposits in this belt spread over, hundreds of square kilometres, hundreds of hectares, thousands of hectares almost. And then, but what's interesting is that as the geology's grown and this commercial copper, gold, silver has been deposited, the system that emplaced the gold in the copper into the rocks is then reactivated, but this time only gold only. So we have very high grade gold. We have gold sometimes up to 300 grams per ton.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's
that's a lot. And that's close to surface or going further down?
Well, this is the unique thing about VMS deposits. They've always been developed as open pit. So look across the world today, all the VMS belts, they're at 1,000 or 1,500 meters of depth. This is all at surface. So we mineralise at surface. We're open pitable. We have very low strip ratios, less than 2 to 1 strip ratio. Yeah. And we've got some of the best metallurgy that anyone's ever seen in the industry. The guys who advise us said, we've never seen this type of stuff. It's so high grade, so high recoveries, no impurities, which is always a problem with VMS. You get mercury.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what are we talking about? 95% recovery? Or what
a
is
life of mine for the copper is about 92.4.
Wow. Okay.
A life of mine for the gold is 89.4. But the recovery, say at 0.1% copper, are already into 90% recovery. 0.25 grams a ton gold are already above 85% recovery. So we've got very low capex, only some 180 million in capex needed. Our NPV is at 580. Our IRR is 58%, and our payback is in just under 11 months.
Wow, super. And what prices was that calculated?
What we did is we used 5-year banking consensus. So we didn't just sort of arbitrarily pick out some people do. So we used 1650 for gold.
Oh, that's okay.
And 359 for copper, and 21 for silver.
Well, I would say those are reasonable numbers.
Yeah, no, look, some of the key things like the NPV to capex number ratio is 3. It's the life of mine sustaining costs of the first 5 years is some $600 an ounce. Life of mine is about $800 an ounce. It's a 23-year mine life.
Wow, that's long.
But in the PEA upgrade, what we're actually doing is increasing the throughput from 2.5 to 4.5 million tonnes. So that will actually increase what we think will be quite a net positive on the overall economics. But that's just one deposit. So that's the hub. Now all the other deposits in St. Helena, other prospects, security, etc., they'll just feed into that one central mill.
And you're developing those other deposits already
very much
parallel?
So. Yeah, no, St. Helena again, it starts at surface. It was different. That's the massive sulfide. 5-6 meters at 4%, 5% copper equivalent. Some 12, 13, 20 meters at 1.3 grams a ton gold. Gold overprint again. At St. Helena, it was concentrated just on the massive sulfide. It's about 1,000 meters of strike. Since our work is been ongoing, we've increased the prospectivity of the host horizon from 1,000 meters to over nearly 3 kilometers now. I think it's 2.6, 2.7 kilometers. And that's the prospectivity and the upside. So a lot of companies today, they talk about their upside. Oh, look, we're drilling at 1,300 meters. That's our upside. Our upside is, okay, what's happening 2 kilometers down the road at the surface? So that's lower cost drilling, lower cost mining.
That's a wonderful thing to have, definitely. What would be, let's say, the next steps for this 2024? What major steps do you want to take? You did the PEA now. Probably you want to go towards pre-feasibility.
No, what we did is we engaged a couple of engineering firms to advise us. We've got so much data. Do we do a pre-feas and then feasibility? So no, it's a waste of time. We go straight to feasibility. So we're going to be launching the feasibility study. We're going to be doing our first resource statement for St. Helena. We'll be having also the resource upgrade and PEA upgrade very shortly for Cabacal. At the same time, we can keep testing that upside, that potential upside of exploration along the belt. And so that's our focus. It's really becoming the next near-term developer and producer in Brazil, and we feel that our timing's perfect.
Wow, that sounds really great. Super. What is cash in the bank? Are you financed for next year?
No, we're done at producing mine. We should start this quarter with Q4, I think, north of over $10 million. We did a very successful capital raising back in April, so we're well financed. That will carry us through well into 2024. Of course, we don't have producing mines, so we will have to go back to the equity markets.
That's for sure, yeah.
But we always pride ourselves on how we sort of manage our equities. Our background is in equity management.
Okay, super. Yeah. So that's the next question. And who are the largest shareholders? What is management?
Okay, our largest shareholder is it's a large fund manager out of London on his PEA. He's got over 15%. Then we've got some of the larger gold funds, sub 10%. In the last capital raising, we're TSX listed, MNO is our ticker. Over 90% of subscribers are international, and they range from family offices up to some very large funds that are in the $1.3 trillion range. So we're seeing quite a large focus now on the long-only money into Meridian. And also they want the exposure of being, Brazil is like the dominant economy of South America.
Absolutely.
And now it really is the dominant destination for venture capital in the mining industry. So overall, our share register is stacked with a lot of high net worths, long-only funds, and we have a very strong communication with the rest of our investors, be they small retail or smaller funds.
Okay, super. Maybe one last word on your second project?
St. Helena?
No,
Espegon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we've decided is Espegon's an exploration project. It's actually Espegon is a suite of projects. So what we're going to do there, we're going through an evaluation now to see how we can monetize that for our shareholders, be that through a sale or be through a new IPO, new vehicle. But that'll be an exploration vehicle focused for Brazil. And we've actually engaged Beacon Securities to do the technical assessment for how we'll go about making some future growth and future value for our shareholders.
Okay, so that means you can really concentrate on the
let's say
production plan.
Well, when you probably have it has to be one of the most superior near-term VMS belts internationally in a small cap junior trading at about 0.08 NAV. Okay, this is the reason. This is the opportunity to really come into the market and grow with our company.
Fantastic. Super. Thank you very much for the insight. Wish you all the best. Merry Christmas. And keep it going.
Yes, I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Gilbert Clark from the CEO of Meridian Mining. And you heard it. This is a Brazil gold copper production story, plus some base metals in addition. And a really interesting, great PEA already brought out with very good numbers, good IRRs. And I found it really interesting because 1,650 gold is the calculation, 359 copper, $21 in silver. That's exactly where markets are today in silver and gold, but with the silver and copper, and gold price is much, much cheaper. So I think there's a lot of upside potential here in the future, and probably they want to move directly to a definitive feasibility study. I found it really interesting in those depressed markets. That's a great project. Check it out. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.